Yo, what's going on, everybody? It is your boy Fitz TV here, aka GLauren33. I'm back here with another video on the channel for you guys today, and it is that time of the month. This is your official Dragon Ball Super manga chapter 82 review / reaction. It's my favorite video of the month to make. If you guys are new to the channel, every single month on the day that the Dragon Ball Super manga releases, we go through the chapter page by page, panel by panel. We talk about what's going on, what we like, what we don't like, and then we talk about where the story is going from there. And it is that time of the month here with this month's manga chapter. We are still in the climactic stages of the Granola Survivor arc. We're not at the end game yet, but we're getting there slowly. I think the perfect way to describe this chapter is slow and steady. Right? Slow and steady. Not too much happens in this chapter, but a lot happens when you look at the sequence of events. And you'll see that as we go through this chapter. There's lots of different environmental changes, right? We hopped at different points with different characters. But all in all, I think this is a really good chapter. And I've said this before in the past. I think the Dragon Ball Super manga is at its best when the story is focused on Goku. And yes, he is the main character of the Dragon Ball franchise, but I just think Toritaro and Toriyama give us the best DBS chapters when they focus on Goku, no matter if it's him fighting or it's him, from a character standpoint. And we get a really good mix of both of that in this chapter. This arc has done some really good things for both Goku and Vegeta from, in terms of character development, right? And for Goku, really, in this chapter, you can say that the focus for him is identity. Right. And this is a continuation of what we saw in manga chapter 81. The battle with Goku and Gas, Goku's still, not making too much headway here with Gas in this chapter. But still, even though we don't see no Ultra Instinct or anything like that, the way Goku is presented in this chapter is really, really well done in my eyes. And, I'm going to be honest, this chapter gives us some of the best Goku we've seen throughout the DBS manga, if I'm being 100% honest. All right. And that is my opinion. You guys are going to have your own opinions, and that's fine, and we can discuss that respectfully. But I really do like what they do with Goku in this chapter. And we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about that in this chapter, and we'll talk about it in future videos as well, because there is a pretty big moment for Goku near the end of this chapter. And if you guys haven't been watching my spoiler videos, you guys are going to be in for a huge surprise. But enough of me talking. Let's get into the chapter itself. So we pick up from where we left off in manga chapter 81. And you guys remember at the end of manga chapter 81, Goku and Gas, Goku used instant transmission and was, hopping from planet to planet with Gas to kind of buy time on planet Cereal, because we know that Gas was trying to kill Monito, because Gas had learned that Monito was healing the others and wanted to take, him out, right, to keep that from happening. So, if you guys notice here, the chapter begins and we don't have the normal, title and everything, right? It just says Dragon Ball Super on the top. We do have a title, and we'll get it. Actually shows up a little bit later in the chapter, and we'll get to that a little bit later in the video. But just take note, there is a chapter title for this month's chapter, and I'll show it to you guys when we get there. But anyway, so things, if you guys, so we see Goku and Gas, they go from that vegetable planet where Jackal was on. Now they're on this planet with members of the Galactic Patrol, right? It looks like they're doing maintenance on, some kind of satellite, right? And they're shocked to see, Goku. They're like, what the hell is going on, right? Because they just suddenly appeared out of nowhere. You remember, Goku and Vegeta weren't members of the Galactic Patrol in the last arc against Moro. So Goku recognizes, most of their key signatures. So if they're if they're nearby, right, if they're close enough for Goku to pick up on their key signature, he can instant transmit himself over to their location, right? So, this is stuff that we saw in the early draft pages, but we see Goku and Gas, they're exchanging blows, right? And one thing I want you guys to take notice is Goku is pretty much on the defensive, and I've said this a lot in the past. Goku is at his best when he's fighting on the defensive. Vegeta is at his best when he's fighting on the offensive. But this is a continuation from last chapter, and we know that Gas is stronger than Super Saiyan Blue Goku, but Goku using his instant transmission, right, and his amazing defensive fighting abilities, he is able to stay in the fight, right? So he's blocking most of Gas's attacks, even though we know that Gas is faster and stronger than he is. And you can see Gas gets more and more annoyed the more that Goku instant transmits and continues to block his attacks. So we see they go from the satellite planet, then they appear on another planet where we see the announcer and the judge from the Universe 6, Universe 7 tournament, right? And they're just chilling. We don't know what they're doing, but they're just chilling, and Goku and Gas appear in front of them. So they continue to exchange blows. Goku is still on the defensive, right? Because even though, as we know, Super Saiyan Blue UI is strong, but Gas is just a lot stronger than that. But we see Goku continues to block or play defense, right? You see they clash with kicks right here, and then they instant transmit to another planet, so they're going everywhere, right? So now they're on this planet with Monaka. We all remember Monaka from the Universe 6, Universe 7 tournament. He was one of the competitors, right? Remember, Beerus made up that fable that that Monaka was the strongest fighter in Universe 7, kind of to give Goku and Vegeta inspiration to keep training, right? Put it on here, get nice and comfortable. But yeah, so we see they instant transmit in front of Monaka, who's driving his cement truck, right? And then right as Gas uses instant transmission, he transmitted himself right behind Monaka's truck where he's dumping cement, and then Gas gets buried in cement, and you can see like his hand coming out here, And one thing that I want you guys to take notice of is Gas is kind of a man child. I know that's something we say about Goku a lot in Dragon Ball Super, but Monaka here is kind of a man child as well. He's not 100% evil. A lot of what he does is influenced by Elec, and you'll see a lot more of that as we go throughout this chapter. But but yeah, it's kind of funny. Monaka's not the evil-ist guy. He does have some evil in his heart because he works for Elec, who is a pretty bad dude himself. But he's kind of a man-child, even in this adult form. We know that the wish to make him the strongest in the universe made him, a lot bigger and taller. But he's kind of a man-child in a way. He does some things, he says some things that kind of make him look like a child, even though he's not a child in terms of age, but before they made the wish to make him the strongest in the universe, he looked like a child. He was pretty damn short, right? And he kind of acts like a little bit of a man child in a way. But we see here Goku, what's fun is, and I say this all the time, even in the most dire of circumstances, Goku always finds a way to stay himself. Even when, it's a life or death battle, he continues to keep that pure of heart nature, right? And he knows how to have fun, even, and it's crazy, even in the face of imminent danger, Goku's not terrified, right? And he still remains the same humble Goku. But so Goku says here, that's what you get for you are warping so recklessly. So we know that Gas is kind of using instant transmission in a reckless way. And we know that Goku's trying to buy time, right? Because, Monito's trying to heal Granola on Planet Cereal. But he's also trying to make a point to Gas that even though you have access to all these techniques because of the wish making you the strongest in the universe, you don't have mastery of these techniques to a certain level. Goku's been using instant transmission for years and years and years, so he has this technique mastered on a level that Gas nor Granola, not even Vegeta, none of those three have it mastered on the level that Goku has. So Goku can use it more effectively and in more unique ways. So Gas, getting a cement cement truck dumped on him, it's kind of like Goku trying to prove his point. So like Gas, hey, if you were able to use instant transmission a little bit better, right? If you had more mastery over that move, that you wouldn't have landed in that situation where you got cement dumped on you. So Goku continues the humor here, and he says, "Go clean up in the river over there. I don't mind. We can get back to fighting after that." And remember, you gotta remember here, Gas is trying to kill Goku, and Goku's like, take a break, man. Go clean yourself off, man. Dust yourself a little bit, brush your teeth, have a meal. We can get back to fighting after that. I have no problem. I wait. Goku just says, "I don't mind." So it's just Goku being pure of heart again. So Gas is like silenced, and he continues to attack Goku, and then they warp over to another place. So now they're at the Galactic King's is bathtub, right? You see the Galactic King, he is taking a shower, so they warp over there. Goku lands in front of the tub, and Gas, once again, because he's using instant transmission so recklessly, he lands in a bath, right? He lands in the Galactic King's bath while the king is in there, and Goku's, continues to humor. He's like, "There you go, perfect time for a bath." So I love it, the comedic relief here. So hilarious stuff, and you can see Gas poke his head out in front of the Galactic King because he is clearly annoyed. So we go back to Planet Cereal real quick. This was something I knew we had to be mindful of because while Goku and Gas are fighting, remember Vegeta, Monito, Granola, they're still there along with the rest of the Heater clan. So Monito's continued to try to heal Granola. Elliot comes down from the mountain and he's like, "Where did those two go?" Right? And then we look at Vegeta. Vegeta says he's burning time jumping from planet to planet. So Vegeta, of course, with his amazing ability to sense energy, he senses that Goku and Gas are getting farther and farther away. So Vegeta can tell that Goku's plan is he's trying to buy time by hopping from planet to planet. So Elliot tells Oil to get a lock on Gas's location via the tracker in his communication device, right? And then we see now they have warped over to the Galactic Prison. So they get over to the Galactic Prison. Gas hits Goku with a huge kick to the stomach. Goku goes flying into a wall where there's a bunch of prisoners. And this is and what's cool about it, as they're warping from planet to planet, you're getting Easter eggs to characters we've seen throughout Dragon Ball Super's manga, right? From the Universe 6 tournament to the Galactic Patrol, the Galactic Patrolman, now the Galactic Prison, where a bunch of prisoners are, especially those from the Moro arc. Remember Sir Gambo's gang, right? Remember Moro used them as his minions, and they fought Goku and Vegeta and the other Z fighters. And then Goku and the others were able to defeat them and send them back to prison, right? So we're getting nice little Easter eggs to characters that have appeared throughout the DBS manga up to this point. So Gas is tired of it. He's tired of warping. He's tired of the constant use of instant transmission. Goku's like, "You ready to admit that I'm better than you at instant teleportation?" So Goku's not only trying to buy time, he's also trying to, make his point that, he has more of a mastery over this move, even though Gas has access to this move because of the wish making Gas into the strongest in the universe. All right. So Gas is like, "You're still going on about that." So Gas has kind of forgotten that Goku's trying to, prove a point here. So some of the members from Sir Gambo's gang, if you guys remember, Goku defeated this guy. He was fighting Tien and Yamcha and them, right? And he was giving them a hard time, and Goku defeated him with like one punch to the gut when he first got back on Earth. You guys remember this, like Winnie the Pooh, Pumbaa looking guy? That was the one that Krillin was fighting. That Krillin defeated in the Galactic Patrol arc. So they comment, so they recognize Gas, right? They recognize him as the Heater Kid's brother, right? And they remember that he used to be a lot smaller because Gas has only had this adult form, for a couple chapters, right? His normal adult form is him looking like a kid. So the guy, one of the Sir Gambo's gang members, I don't remember his name. he comments like, "Look like you got a bone to pick with Son Goku too, right?" Because clearly he's still kind of pissed that Goku defeated him with one punch. And he says, "Bust us out of here, and we'll lend you a hand." So he wants, Gas to do the same thing that Moro did for them back in the Galactic Prisoner arc, right? But Gas refuses to do that. He's like, I have no need for your help. And even if they were free, Goku would probably be able to defeat them all. Other than Gas, of course, right? He would be able to defeat them all just in his normal Super Saiyan Blue form. So, they're saying, "Oh, this guy's, he's cocky as hell." So Pumbaa guy, he says, "Remember the first time he met, we met him. He was so scared he wet himself." And then Gas comments, "This goes perfectly with the man-child point I was making earlier." Gas says, "I did not urinate on myself." So here you have this villain, right? He's become the big main villain of this arc, the big boss. And you have him here basically saying, "I did not urinate on myself," right? And this kind of goes with Gas kind of being a man child. He's not, the most evil dude. That would probably go to his brother Alec, but he's kind of a man child. They're talking about how, before when he first met these guys, he kind of pissed himself. When have you ever heard of a Dragon Ball villain, or how many anime villains in general do you see, piss themselves? Honestly, this is like Toriyama. You could tell this is like humor that's probably coming from Toriyama straight himself, But it's kind of funny. It's kind of funny that they spend like about a page talking about Gas, peeing on himself when he was younger, when he first met these guys. That's funny. I know some people that's gonna be like, "Oh, I like my villains to be badasses. I don't want them to be, pussies or be the type people where we're wasting time talking about them urinating himself." But still, I think it's pretty funny, and you need that comedic humor here, right? So I find it kind of funny here how they actually take a pause in this chapter just to talk about Gas urinating on himself, right? So Puma guy says like, "Oh, big brother, I'm scared. Help me," right? And and Goku even gets in on the action a little bit. Goku's like, "Ha ha ha, is that true?" So now even Goku's, remember, Gas wants to kill Goku, and Goku's over here joining in on the fun on Gas urinating himself when he was younger. So Gas is continuing to deny their allegations, but Puma says, "What about the wet stain we saw? Does your tribe cry out of their crotches?" So, that's a funny joke. Is your dick like your eyes or something like that now? So that's hilarious. And then Gas finally has enough, and he says, "I did not wet myself. It was only a few drops because I had been holding it in for so long." And then everyone, is like laughing, and even Goku gets in. Goku says, "Well, dang, you really did wet yourself." So Goku thought it was a joke at first, but he's surprised to see that Gas actually admitted it. So I know there's gonna be some people out there that are not gonna like this because they're like, "What the fuck? Like, why are we wasting a whole page on Gas talking about urinating himself?" But so I think it's pretty funny. I still think it's pretty funny, and I like it. I don't mind it at all. Uh, so let me sip water here. So back over to the Heater clan. So they're trying to track Gas's location, and they're able to figure out that he's in the Galactic prison, right? And you know, and then Mackey's wondering like, what are they doing all the way over there, right? And then Oil comments how they've warped even farther away, and Alec's like, "That idiot," because Alec knows that Goku has something up his sleeve, and Gas is falling for it, right? So then they land on a planet where you can see there's a bunch of galactic patrolmen on the planet, right? So they're probably doing some kind of mission or something like that. So so now that they're away from the galactic prison, Goku asks Gas a question. So he's like, "So you just do everything your big brother says?" And Goku's like, "You're way stronger than him. I bet you can make your own choices." And Gas says, "I seek power for Alec's sake alone. I follow his commands in order to make the Heaters the supreme organization in the universe." You know, And this kind of goes in the whole identity thing, right? And you guys gotta, this is big here because this goes perfect with Goku's character in Dragon Ball Super. If you guys remember in the Dragon Ball Super Broly movie, for example, we legit seen almost a identical interaction. Remember when Goku was going up against Broly in the Broly movie? Goku was in the Super Saiyan God state, right? And then Goku did that did that that attack where he was able to keep Broly in place. I think it was some kind of paralysis technique. So then Goku asks Broly, I can tell you're not a bad guy, but why are you listening to Frieza and your father? They're trying to make you do bad things. You're strong enough to make your own decisions. You don't have to listen to them. Goku's doing the same thing here with Gas, right? This goes perfectly with Goku's nature. Goku heavily believes in others being able to make their own strong choices. This is very consistent with Goku's character, especially throughout Dragon Ball Super. So Gas goes on and says, "I seek power for Alec's sake alone. I follow his commands to make the Heaters the supreme organization in the supreme organization in the universe." So he throws two ki blasts at Goku. Goku dodges them, right? So Goku, and I love how he keeps like that little smirk on his face throughout the entire time of this dialogue. Goku's like, "I guess you really do respect your brother." Gaston says, "I was once the weakest among us, but Alec raised me to this level. I would have done, and I would do anything for him." But it's very interesting. So, when did Gas become the strongest member of the Heater clan? I think that's kind of interesting because we know, right, when Gas goes up against Bardock, it's safe to presume that at that point, even though Gas is the league stronger now at this point in the timeline, when Gas went up against Bardock 40 years ago, you could probably assume that Gas was the strongest member of the Heater clan. So it'll be interesting, when how long has Gas been the strongest member of the Heater organization? I wonder. So Goku's like, "Sure, that explains it." Alex, and then Gas says, "Alex's will is absolute." Goku's like, "Are you sure about that? How far can you trust him?" And I love what Goku says here. "My own brother almost killed me a while back, so you might want to watch your back." And this clearly annoys Gas, as you can see. He's annoyed because, right now, Gas has 100% faith in Alec. He has 100% faith. He would probably devote his life to Alec if the need be. He would probably sacrifice himself for Alec if it came down to it. And out here you have Goku kind of trying to question that, right? Goku's trying to stir the pot here in a way, and then Gas doesn't want to hear anything of it. And we know that Goku's family has been a theme of this arc because of what Bardock and Gine, right? And especially Bardock, who has a huge role in this arc, as we know. Uh, but yeah, here you have Goku. Goku's like, you say, "Hey, my brother almost killed me a while back," and this, what this is clearly going all the way back to the beginning of Dragon Ball Z, right? When Raditz attacked, Goku on planet Earth. I wonder if Raditz would do that now, right? But who knows? We'll probably never see Raditz again in DBS. But anyway, but yeah, Goku's like, "So you might want to watch your back." So pretty cool stuff here, you know. Uh, and here's one thing: we know that Alec has another use, or he has another another job for Gas. Alec has said multiple times that after Gas disposes of the others, right after he finishes off Goku, Vegeta, Monito, and Granola, he has another job for him. Well, a lot of us believe that job would be to go kill Frieza, but we don't know. That's just speculation. We know that Alec wants to make another wish, and we know that Alec has another plan up his sleeve. We don't know. Would Alec be willing to get rid of Gas or sacrifice the other members of the Heater clan to fulfill his goal? That's something that wouldn't surprise me. Alec is clearly the leader of this group, and he's clearly the most intelligent of them. So we don't know. Maybe Alec has a major scheme up his sleeve that he's saving. We don't know. We don't know. But anyway, uh But yeah, so as Goku and Gas are continuing their conversation and continuing their battle, we go back to Planet Cereal, and Mackey's like, "What do we do next?" Right? Alex like, "Never mind them for now. Let's focus on the ones that are here." And he's talking about Granola, Monito, and Vegeta, who aren't in the best condition. Vegeta, has no energy left. Granola's already half dead, and Monito can't fight. So Alec was like, let's deal with the stragglers first. So Alex, take out Vegeta, Monito, and Granola. And we see that Mackie and Oil, they get ready to pounce on Granola and Monito, while Monito's still trying to heal Granola. So back to Goku and Gas's battle. We see now they're on now this like moon type planet. This planet is we've seen this planet before because remember when Goku was coming back from training with Mirrors when he was trying to get the Earth to go up against Moro, he needed directions on which direction is planet Earth in. So Goku stopped by this planet and he's talked to these guys. So that's how Goku recognizes their key signature. So it's kind of funny. So everybody that Goku interacts with, right? Everybody that even Goku's had conversation or not, Goku has memory of their key signatures. So the hundreds of people that Goku's interacted with throughout Dragon Ball, he has memories of all of their key signatures in his brain. So he can instant transmit to them at any time, which is pretty damn cool if you ask me. So we see Goku and Gas. They're in a beam struggle, right? I'm Gas. So Gas throws a key beam, a large key beam at Goku. Goku is playing defense again, but Goku is able to use instant transmission to get out of the situation. And we see that the key beam causes a huge crater, and it goes right through the planet, right? And you can see that the other people on the planet are like, yo, yikes, like, damn, what the hell, you know? So then we see another galactic patrol ship, right? So Goku lands on another patrol ship, and you know, I forget the name of this guy. We seen him in the Galactic Patrol arc. He was there a lot with mirrors. So you can see Goku's looking at his hands, and he's you can see his hands are burning. His hands are burning, and they're tingling because of how strong that key blast was from Gas. You could remember, look here, Goku had to hold it back with all of his strength. He didn't fire off a Kamehameha to counter against it. He took the key blast head on and barely was able to use instant transmission to save himself. So Goku makes a smart comment here. He says, "Darn, I can't keep playing defense much longer," because Goku's been trying to buy time this whole time. He knows that he's not gonna be able to defeat Gas, at this state, right? He can't defeat it in Super Saiyan Blue. He needs Ultra Instinct. So Goku then recognizes something, and we see the Galactic Patrolman, he recognizes Goku, but Goku doesn't really acknowledge him. So but Goku recognizes a key signature. So reading this, you would think, oh man, maybe Goku recognizes Frieza or Broly, because we speculated a lot that maybe that was going to be one of the places that Goku would eventually take Gas, but that doesn't happen here. So Goku uses instant transmission, and Gas right at that moment is finally able to catch up to Goku, but Goku vanishes right at that second, and Gas follows. And we end up on this desert planet where Whis and the Oracle Fish are riding a dinosaur, and they're enjoying what looks like to be some kind of ice cream sundae, right? And all of a sudden, Goku and Gas appear on top of two dinosaurs. So, remember, it's believed that thousands and thousands and thousands of years ago there was dinosaurs on planet Earth, right? So I guess there's a planet here in this universe where the dinosaurs survive, right? Anyway, Goku is like, we see Goku, he's like, Goku, like, what are you doing here, and Goku's like, lucky for me, you're hanging out in this realm, Whis. I don't know, maybe I'm just I don't know. I thought that angels didn't have key. Maybe I'm wrong, and if I'm wrong, fine. I'm okay being wrong. But I did it. I thought angels, you couldn't sense their key or something like that. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe somebody in the comment section or in somebody in the chat let me know. Right? That's just something I thought, but it doesn't really matter. So Goku was able to get to Whis, and Whis is wondering like, Goku, what are you doing here? Right? And I kind of like this. So Gas is like, who is this? Like, who's this guy? And Goku's like, my master, who happens to be an angel. And Gas is like, what? Like, he's your master? He's an angel? Like, what the hell? So Gas doesn't have any knowledge of that. So it's fair to say that the Heater clan, they have no knowledge of there being gods of destructions and angels, probably supreme Kais and things of that nature, right? Uh, but yeah, I like how Goku says my master. He doesn't say this is Whis, or this is the angel for a god of destruction. I love how Goku refers to Whis as my master, which because Whis has been Goku's master not just for this arc, but basically throughout all of Dragon Ball Super since the end of the you know it's the end of the Battle of Gods arc, right? Whis has been Goku's master throughout the entire show or throughout the entire series. So we see basically Goku asks Whis, hey Whis, can I leave this guy with you for a minute? And Whis is like, what? And then Goku, and this is awesome. This is one of my favorite parts of the chapter. I think it's super underrated here. Goku uses instant transmission. So Goku makes it crystal clear here that he can use instant transmission way better than Gas. It doesn't matter that Gas has access to this technique because of the wish he made to become the strongest in the universe, right? There's a certain level of mastery that you need to have to be able to use these types of techniques, and Goku proves that since he's been using instant transmission for years, he hasn't mastered on a whole nother level. So we see Goku quickly uses instant transmission, and he goes back to every single place that he took Gas throughout the last chapter. So he goes back to the Galactic Patrol ship. He goes back to the island or to the planet where the people who gave him directions on how to get back to Earth during the Moral arc are. He goes back to the another planet where the Galactic Patrolmen are doing a mission. He goes back to the Galactic Prison. He goes back to the Galactic King's bathtub. He goes back to the vegetable planet, and he gets all the way back to Planet Cereal in a matter of seconds, right? And Gas, notices like, damn, did Goku just get all the way back to Planet Cereal in a matter of seconds while I'm still here? And Gas is unable to do it. So this proves that Goku can use instant transmission better than Gas can. And that's for most of the techniques that Gas and Granola have. There's a certain level of mastery you need to have to be able to use those techniques. So I absolutely love this. This is a very underrated moment of this arc. So Goku's strategy worked. He was able to buy time by getting Gas to basically a whole different side of the universe, right? He gets Gas all the way to a whole different side of the universe, and he's able to get back to Planet Cereal to buy time for Monito and the others. Really, really cool stuff. Awesome stuff, if you ask me. I love that. I love that. It's stuff that like this that makes Goku my favorite character, man. Like, remember, Goku was fighting defensively against Gas for the last chapter. He wasn't able to get many punches off. He was playing defense, and he was playing a strategic defensive approach, right? And you could say that Goku kind of won this round. You can kind of say, he beat Gas, because even though Gas was stronger, Goku had Goku wasn't trying to knock Gas out. He wasn't trying to win the fight, by defeating Gas, by knocking him down for the count. Goku was just trying to buy time. That was Goku's objective here, and he achieved that. So in a way, you can say Goku beat Gas here, right? So really cool stuff. Really awesome stuff. So he gets back the Planet Cereal, and here's Mackie and Oil who are approaching Monito, right? They're getting ready to kill him. And you can see Granola. Remember, he got shot through the chest. His arms are broken. His eyes were destroyed, right? So Granola is completely knocked out. And Goku appears right in time and they're shocked. I love this. And Goku just looks back at them like, what the fuck you think you're doing? Get the fuck out of here. You know? And I love it. This is a badass panel right here. I love this panel right here. Goku's like, get the fuck out of here. You know, like you look at you trying to pull some sneaky shit, man. Get the hell out of here before I beat your ass. So, you know, they're like, damn, like, you know, how the hell did you get back here by yourself? What the hell happened to Gas? So Gas is trying to use instant transmission to figure out where Goku is. And Whis just says, if you must know, Goku's returned to Planet Cereal. And Goku's plan worked. He was able to instant transmit, you know, Gas basically to the other side of the universe to a point where Gas would not be able to sense Goku's energy. The distance is just way too large, right? And of course, Gas asks Whis which direction is Planet Cereal, and Whis gives him the directions like that away. Because remember, Whis isn't gonna say no, right? Because Whis has to remain neutral here. You know, that's something you gotta remember. You know, even though Whis has admiration for Goku and Vegeta because Goku and Vegeta are his students, right? I would go as far to say that Goku and Vegeta are friends with Whis. You know, but anyway, you know, even though Whis is, you know, friends with Goku and Vegeta, he still has to remain neutral. So if Gas, you know, is asking him, hey, where's Planet Cereal? You know, Whis isn't gonna say no, right? He's gonna remain neutral and, you know, say, hey, it's this way, you know. Yeah, remember, Whis can't get involved in battles directly, but you know, he still can do little things like this. So Whis tells Gas which direction to go. And, you know, Gas flies off the planet. So we can learn that Gas, you know, can fly. Gas can fly in space, you know, and you can see he is running through the universe trying to get back to Planet Cereal. He is, you know, he is flying at humongous speed, right? So he's going, you know, faster than a spaceship. So Whis says, you know, maybe, you know, Gas could have stayed for a little bit longer, but you know, it is what it is. But the Oracle Fish was like, who was that? So I guess the Oracle Fish wasn't really paying attention. But anyway, Goku, you know, then he goes back to his base form. I love this panel of Goku just, you know, trying to help Granola up, who is, you know, of course, unconscious, right? And Goku's like, Gas will be back soon, but I brought us some time. Let's get the safety for now. And then we see Oatmeal, and who's in a full robotic state now, right? Look at him. He has the eyepiece and everything, right? We see that he pulls up in some kind of ship, right? This is like Star Wars, right? If you guys ever seen like Star Wars, he pulls him in like a Star Wars ship, you know? And he's like, get in, let's take shelter at the old man's house, which is Monito, right? You know, and Goku knows that the others are not going to attack him. Goku knows that, you know, he could easily take out Elec, Maki, and Oyo at any time. So he knows that they're not going to attack him. So they get in the spaceship. This is some wacky stuff, but it's pretty hilarious if you ask me. I love it. Some pretty cool stuff. So they get into the ship. Goku says, it's you, Granola's talking half Google thing. You could turn to a robot too. That's neat. So pretty funny stuff. So Alex sees them getting away, but he knows that getting into a fight with them would not work. Alex says, don't be stupid. You two could never beat that Saiyan. So he knows that Gas is the only one powerful enough to take Goku in a fight. So Alex says, we'll retreat for now and wait for Gas to get back. So we're getting a little bit of a break here from the action. So it's cool. So Goku's conscious, right? You know, even though he is very battle damaged, of course, you know, he's still conscious and he still has, you know, a good amount of energy remaining. Vegeta's seen way better days. Look at this. Vegeta, man, like Vegeta just wants to take a nap at this point. You know, Vegeta's exhausted. He has almost no energy left. And you can see Granola's knocked out unconscious and Monito's trying to heal him. So they're driving back to Monito's house, and we see Goku has this communication device in his uniform, right, in his gi, and Goku's like, "Where did this come from?" So it kind of looks similar to like the button that Goku would use in the Tournament of Power to contact the Army King, but it's different. It's a communication device from Whis, and Whis says, "I planted it on you earlier." So of course, Whis, with his superior Ultra Instinct, he's able to, sneak a tracking device or a communication device on Goku. Uh, but Whis gets on Goku a little bit. Whis gets on Goku a little bit for interrupting his dessert snack. But Goku says, you were the right distance away, and I knew he would behave himself around you. So Whis then tells Goku that Whis tells Goku that Gas is hurling back to Planet Cereal at berserk speeds, and Goku is shocked that Gas is able to fly. Goku is shocked that Gas is able to fly in space, which is pretty cool because remember, most characters in Dragon Ball can't breathe in space, especially Goku and Vegeta. We know they can't. So Whis says that that Gas should get back to Planet Cereal in about 20 minutes, right, in Earth time, which is an okay time. Get a breather. Remember, the Tournament of Power was 48 minutes, so in about half the time the Tournament of Power would take, that's about how long it will take Gas to get back to Planet Cereal. So it gives Goku and Vegeta, time to breathe, take a little bit of a break, it's because they know the battle is not over. At least this would help them regain some of their stamina. So Monito says that's not enough time for me to heal Granola, right? But what else can they do? So then we asks Goku, like, how's your training? Because it's based off, this chapter, Whis hasn't been paying too much attention to what Goku and Vegeta have been doing since they left Beerus's planet way earlier in the arc. Whis and Oracle Fish are enjoying their own thing, right? Eating desserts and stuff like that. Beerus, I'm guessing, I'm surprised he's not there with Whis eating dessert. But we can guess that Beerus is probably back on his planet taking a nap, because what else would Beerus be doing if he wasn't eating? So Whis asks Goku, how's your training been going, right? Because we know that Goku's been trying to perfect UI to the next level, right? So Goku says, I just can't keep my heart calm the way you do, Whis. And Whis says, that's understandable. As an angel, I am fundamentally different. I am a fundamentally different life form than you. So Goku asks, how do I learn to use Ultra Instinct better? Whis says, how many times I must tell you, it's up to you to discover your own unique version of Ultra Instinct. And Whis says, listen to the voice within you. Deep down, what are you really? And Goku says, what am I? This is big. This is big. This is a big moment here. Because one of the themes has been for Goku, pretty much the big theme is his identity, in this arc. Because Goku, Goku knows who he is. He's a Saiyan that was raised on planet Earth, yada, yada, yada. But Goku learns a lot more about himself and his past because he learned about Bardock. He finally learns about his father. He learns his father's name, right? He learns about how his father fought Gas in the past. And, there's a pretty big moment that we're going to get to see here in just a couple pages. Right, and if you guys have seen the spoiler videos, you guys know what I'm talking about. But pretty big moment here for Goku. So who is what are you really? Or this is a pretty big moment. Whis says, listen to the voice within you. Deep down, what are you really? Goku's like, what am I? So pay attention to that. So Monito, I like how Monito goes to Goku here, and he's like, hey, son of Bardock. So he doesn't refer to Goku as Goku or Kakarot. He's like, hey, son of Bardock. There's something I should show you. Goku's like, oh, so they get back to Monito's house, right? And they put they put Granola in a bed, right? So it's like it's almost like a little bit of a hospital room. So Granola's barely alive. So they put Granola in a bed. I like how Goku and Vegeta both do it. And so this is when we get to the cool stuff. So Monito brings out a scouter, and it was Bardock's scouter from 40 years ago. So huge Easter egg. So Monito held on to Bardock's scouter for all these years, right? And Goku and or Vegeta's like a scouter, and Monito says, "Yep, left behind by Bardock himself." And Monito gives it to Goku. He's like, "It's not yours. It's not." Monito's like, "It's not mine. It's yours. You're his son, so it should go to you." So Goku comes like, "This scouter was my dad." So that's pretty cool, man. Goku holding, Goku having a big moment here, holding his dad's scouter. So Vegeta's like, "Allow me," because Vegeta knows how to work a scouter way better than Goku, right? So Vegeta puts the scouter on. So we get a little bit of a early moment. You guys remember Vegeta from back in the Saiyan saga and the Namek saga. So we get to see Vegeta wear a scouter again for the first time in forever. And Vegeta is able to figure out that it's broken. The scouter is broken. However, there's evidence of save audio data, right? And Monito's like, "Yeah, I can never get it to work." But and Goku asks, "What kind of data is it?" So Monito says it should be the recording of the fight against Gas. We might be able to figure out how Bardock beat Gas if we can get it to work. So Goku and Vegeta are like, "Damn," So then Oatmeal in his robotic state, right? Oatmeal comes over. Oatmeal, because Vegeta says that Bulma could repair it, but Bulma's not around. They're not gonna get back to Earth anytime soon. So Omi's like, "Give it to me. I can access the circuitry directly and play the audio via his speaker." So Gas is not only a robot, like Gas has his own speaker system. Pretty cool. So we see Gas, he is hurling through space trying to get back to Planet Cereal, and you can see he is livid. You can see the veins, man. So he is livid. This kind of reminds me of like Frieza flying around Planet Namek after he found out that Vegeta and the others were using the Dragon Balls. So yeah, this is like a direct comparison, man. Direct reference, the Frieza and the Namek saga. I love that. So Gas is quickly getting back to Planet Cereal. So excuse me. So Mackie and Oil are tracking Gas, and they're keeping track of him, and they're like, "Damn, this guy's faster than a spaceship. He's really some kind of ultimate being now, right?" So that's still crazy how fast Gas is flying through space. So we see Oatmeal, he's fixing the device himself, right? He's able to fix the scouter, and Vegeta's like, "It's powered back up." So here comes the big moment we've been waiting for, right? And if you guys saw my spoiler video, you guys have already seen some of these pages, but this is awesome right here. So Oatmeal connects the scouter to his speaker system, right? And we can see now they're listening to the audio data of Bardock against Gas. So this dialogue right here, all this dialogue is from Bardock. He's talking about, his battle with Gas. He tells Monito, "Get away as far as he comes." So Monito's able to recognize Bardock's voice, right? And they're listening. And you can see this is the big moment. Goku then recognizes Bardock's voice. So for years, right? It's part of Goku's origin story. Goku, after, landing on Earth, he fell on his head as a kid. He lost all memory of his childhood before that. So he had no memory of his parents, no memory of his time on Planet Cereal or Planet Vegeta. So right at that moment, Goku's listening to the audio, and Bardock says, "Listen to me. You two have to stay alive." The same thing that Bardock said to Goku right as they were setting him off of Planet Vegeta. Goku in his head, "Stay alive, stay alive." You can see like his eyes, he's remembering. So his memory finally comes back. So he remembers seeing his parents send him off of Planet Vegeta when he was just a kid. That is a huge moment. This is a moment we have been waiting for years. This is a moment that sometimes we thought we would never get this moment. Goku finally remembering his parents, man. But this is huge. This is one of the biggest moments in the history of Dragon Ball Super. If we're being honest here, this is a huge moment for Goku. Huge moment. This could change Goku's character going forward in so many different ways, right? And it's getting me a little bit emotional because I've been a Dragon Ball fan my whole life, and I've always wanted this. And the fact that we're finally getting this is awesome. I love it. So Goku's like, so Goku remembers, right, his parent, the final moments with his parents, and he remembers his dad saying, "You have to stay alive. You have to survive." And you see, Goku is, absolutely shocked, right? He's like, "Damn." He's flabbergasted, and that's the last we see of Goku, because then we enter into a flashback. And we see Bardock versus Gas. We've seen glimpses of Bardock versus Gas in past chapters, but here we finally get to see the actual battle. Finally, so we get the title of this chapter in the final stages: Bardock versus Gas, right? And we see Bardock and Gas are fighting in midair. 40 years ago, right? We see Granola, young Granola, who's sleeping. We see Monito, who's watching the battle. So I love this stuff here, man. This is something I've been waiting for. Getting to see Bardock fight in the manga. We've never gotten to see that. Because think about it, guys. In Dragon Ball Super Broly, Bardock doesn't fight. He fires off that final attack against Frieza, and then he dies, right? Remember, the Broly movie never got adapted in the manga. And in Dragon Ball Z, Bardock does appear in the DBZ manga, but that's DBZ Bardock. That's Bardock, the father of Goku, the movie Bardock. We know that the more canon Bardock is this version of Bardock, Dragon Ball Super Bardock, right? And so we almost never get to see Bardock fight officially in the Dragon Ball manga. So getting to see Bardock in action here is pretty damn awesome. This is something I've been wanting to see since the beginning of this arc, and I'm glad we're getting to actually see it here. So we see Bardock, he comes flying at Gas with a right hand, and we see, it's weird seeing little Gas because I've gotten so used to seeing adult Gas, right? But we see little Gas here, mini Gas, and Bardock hits him with a huge right hand that sends him flying down into the mountains. And Gas is able to tell, like, he must be a Saiyan. He must be a Saiyan. And a powerful fighter, too. We believed only the low-class ones were sent to this planet. Perhaps we were wrong. Even though Bardock is, technically a low-class Saiyan, he's one of the strongest, if not the strongest, of the lower-class Saiyans. Bardock is incredibly strong for being a low-class Saiyan, just like Goku. So Bardock is, throwing hands, and it's kind of fun to remember. Gas is small as hell, right? Gas is small as hell, and it's funny. Look how big Bardock is, and look how small Gas is. So Bardock is throwing lefts and rights up. So Gas fires off a key blast at him. Bardock is able to deflect it, and he hits Gas with a huge uppercut to the gut, and then he hits him with a huge kick down back into the mountains or into the forest. So I love this. I love getting to see Bardock in action here in the DBS manga. This is fucking awesome. This is fucking awesome, man. I love this. So finally, we get here towards the end. So Bardock, he could tell he's huffing and puffing. So these attacks are taking a lot out of him. Bardock is using his full power, right? And Bardock says, "I'm pretty sure that didn't finish him off." So Bardock knows that, Gas is not done yet. So Bardock tells Monito, "Get away as far as you can. I'll slow Gas down. Listen to me. You two have to stay alive, right? You have to survive." The same thing that Bardock said to Goku, but when he was sending Goku off of Planet Vegeta. So we see Goku, Bardock's scouters going off, and you see that Gas is back, right? Gas is like, "You cannot escape me," and you can see Gas is very, very strong, even with those ferocious attacks, right? Even with a huge uppercut and a huge kick, Gas has he has no damage on him, So Gas says, I'm going to end this now. I cannot afford to have Alec lose faith in me. Not here. And he ordered me to handle this without delay. And that's how the chapter ends. So, the big cliffhanger is 40 years ago. The truth of what happened 40 years ago is finally revealed. So, we get the big moment of Goku finally regaining memory of his parents and the final moments he had with them on Planet Vegeta. And we get Bardock versus Gas. So next chapter, chapter 83, we're probably going to finally see how did Bardock beat Gas. We're finally going to get to see it, right? I know some people are like, maybe Bardock, somehow taps into Super Saiyan. I don't think that's going to happen, but I wouldn't be surprised. I know that would anger a lot of people, but you never know. You never know. I'm very, very hyped right now. Very, very hyped for the next chapter, because I do think we are in the end game, because I think whatever they find out, right, whatever Goku and the others are able to find out when it comes to how Bardock defeat Gas, I think that's going to have direct correlation with this final battle with Gas that's about to take place. I do think Ultra Instinct Goku will be making an appearance in the next two chapters, maybe even Ultra Ego Vegeta as well. I do, and maybe even Granola. I don't think Granola is done yet. I don't think Vegeta and Goku are done yet. I do expect, Goku and Vegeta to probably somehow be able to tap back into their ultimate forms here in a little bit. This break will allow them to regain some of that stamina that they've lost since they've been fighting, so much. So I do think, we are heading into the end game here, and I'm very, very, very excited. I don't think we'll see Super Saiyan Bardock, but we do have to keep that in mind, right? And I'm excited to learn how did Bardock defeat Gas, because remember, here's one thing to note: last chapter, or I think it was chapter 80. Remember when Gas was in that berserk form, right? Goku threw a right hand at Gas, and Bardock or Gas remembered how he was fighting Bardock, right? So Gas remembered seeing Bardock throw a similar right hand when he was fighting him 40 years ago. So Gas was able to see Bardock through Goku. He was able to remember his battle with Bardock while fighting Goku. So I definitely think, because remember, after that, Gas kind of flipped out. He was in shock for a little bit. He was like, it was like he had been terrified because he was remembering how he lost to Bardock 40 years ago, and he didn't want to experience that pain or trauma again. So I think, whatever we do learn here from how Bardock defeated Gas, that's going to have a direct impact, on what happens. So maybe Goku and the others learn something, right? And they try that on Gas, but Gas is like, I'm not going to let that mistake happen again. But I think it will have a direct role in what happens here at the end of this arc. But still, man, this was a great chapter. There was a lot that happened and not a lot that happened, right? The story is still progressing a little bit slow, but I'm enjoying it. I'm really enjoying this. I love seeing Bardock in action here, man. This this is fucking awesome. Love finally getting to see Bardock in action. Love Goku here. Goku getting character development. Learning about his parents. Finally regaining memory of Bardock. Goku with his defensive strategy, right? That was awesome. Being able to, he beat Gas in this chapter. Goku's goal was to buy time and get Gas as far away from Planet Vegeta as possible, and it worked. So in a way, Goku achieved his objective. He beat Gas, even with the huge power difference. So Goku from a fighting perspective was great. Goku from a character perspective was great. We got badass Goku, we got funny Goku, we got serious Goku here and there. So that was funny. Awesome. A lot of awesome stuff. A lot of awesome stuff here. And definitely we are heading into the end game here. So I do think Ultra Instinct will be coming back in the next two chapters. I do think Ultra Egos will probably make one more appearance, right? And I do think somehow, some way, Granola will get back into this fight as well. Even if Goku and Vegeta are the ones to defeat Gas, and that makes sense kind of because Bardock defeated Gas, so Goku defeating Gas would make sense. Granola needs to be the one to defeat Alec, because Alec was the one that put this all in motion. Alec was the one that killed Granola's mom. So Granola needs to be the one to defeat Alec. That needs to take place no matter what. But either way, man, this was a great chapter. Very, very enjoyable chapter. Awesome stuff here. Let me know what you guys think is gonna happen. Give me guys your predictions in the comment section down below. How does Bardock defeat Gas? Give me guys your best predictions down below, and let's see what happens. Let's see what happens, man. Really, really enjoyable stuff here. I loved it. I love this chapter, man. I think these last two chapters have been really good, and we're heading towards a pretty crazy finale here in this arc. If I'm going to be honest with you guys here, this might be my favorite arc of Dragon Ball Super so far. Depending on how they ended here, I think this is my favorite arc in the Dragon Ball Super manga. I'm really enjoying this, and I cannot wait to see this get adapted one day. But like I said, let me know in the comment section what you guys think, man. What you guys gonna think happened? What's gonna happen with Bardock and Gas? How did Bardock defeat Gas? Give me that prediction down below. Let me know. Let me know what you guys think. But other than that, guys, that's all I got for you guys today. Other than that, leave a like on the video if you guys enjoyed the review / reaction. I know this is a long video, but that's the way it is with these videos every single month when we go through the full chapter. But let me know what you guys thought in the comment section down below. Leave a like, subscribe if you guys are new to the channel. Hit the bell next to my name, Fitz TV, so you guys are notified every time I post a new video. Thank you guys for the love and support. You guys are amazing. I will have some more videos coming out because I want to talk more about Goku regaining his memory of his parents here in the coming days and weeks. So watch out for that. But other than that, guys, thank you guys. Make sure to follow me down on social media. The link's in the description down below. I will see you guys later. Stay safe and healthy, y'all. Peace.